Guys, so they've got their paperwork. How much you think this paperwork should be worth? And should you assess someone's credit? I'm gonna tell you a story in this episode, and then be very clear. I don't know how she did it, but I want to know if they can figure it out. There's a woman who didn't get the somebody didn't pay her for the dog, but she was kind enough to take initial payment, meaning, hey, I'll take the $1,000 you want to put down, make payments, here's the paperwork, but you got to sign this contract. Sign the contract. She put a lien on their house. Now, I don't know how that happens, but she don't play when it comes to her dogs. Stay tuned, take care of your dogs. We're going to talk about what your credit score needs to be. And I'm being funny, but not. I might start running credit reports on some of these folks trying to get our dogs, because my initial thought was price point means that they would normally take care of the dog. And unfortunately, that's not true. So check this out. We have 300, which is your lowest credit score. We've got 400, which is you still making poor choices. Let me just jump to the good stuff. You got a 600. You ain't the worst person in the world. 700 and up, things are getting better. If you got an 800, you're probably not black. So let me tell you this. If I were judging, matter of fact, this makes sense. Some of y'all be on the line hitting me like y'all got an 800 score with a dog. Like, oh, I got that dog over here, bro. He's him. That's your dog, man. Trev, he ain't mapping out, man. This dog is sick all the time. He's such and such. That's because you bought it from some backyard breeder. I kid you not. I could pull up a message that I responded to. I don't know when, maybe a couple of days ago, and she says, look, I don't have the money to buy a great dog. I bought it from some guy. It was in the backyard. So she's telling me everything she did wrong. So you coming to me, who puts out at least this. I'm putting out at least this. At least, they're my kind of dogs. Why? Because we pay. I'm giving you at least 700. And if you work with the dog, guess what? Y'all know Tron, Ego, Bam Bam, and Cha-Cha's name because of the work that we do. And my goal is to get them here, right? But I'm starting here. I'm telling you that right now. And that's foundation because they're a good dog. I'm not arguing with you bully people. Oh, it's not bullying them. I don't care. People buy our dogs. We got over 1,000 people on our waiting list, and that ain't happenstance. I pressed a button when somebody did, and I gave them their money back and sold the other dog in 48 hours. Not even 48 hours. It was gone. You think I'm gonna have 4 dogs are sold next year? 48 hours. Normally, every one of my pups, we had 11 pups, all were gone in 48 hours. We're talking deposits. People flew in. They set up flight nannies. I'm giving you this to start with. Why? Because we're pricing ourselves. Y'all calling me with this. I can't solve this. I am not him. They are.
Right now.
They are. So they run, as I've myself been learning more about credit, they run a credit repair business. And let me just ask you guys this. If you were working with someone, who are the people you like to work with out of these numbers? Who's your favorite to start with? Like, if you had to choose. Now, remember, everybody's welcome. It's like church. Y'all got bad credit, that's what we do. But if you had to, if you wanted a good starting point with somebody, what number would you pick?
5.
Ooh. So 5, we put a star next to 5. 5 is where we could do something with 5. 5 means we can get up. 3, you probably gonna be where you've always been. You go, man, I'm down here in the slums. I'm in a little tower. I lived in Cleveland off Euclid, and I was one of them towers, them ghetto towers. I ain't gonna lie to you, I was out there looking more. And so many people go, they're probably still there. It's probably still there, and they never get down. That 300 is a reflection of every choice they've never made, and every choice they have made, and every choice they don't know to make. So, what normally comes with a person who's got some challenges when their credit scores are 5? Like, what are some things that they've normally done wrong?
Most of the times it's just collections.
And
most of the time you can still have a lot of positive stuff still working in your favor, but if you've got some collections on there, you're probably going to be in the mid to high 500s.
Now, why do things go to collections outside of Negroes not paying them boys?
There's honestly a lot of reasons. You know what I mean? There's intentional neglect, right? Where people are like,
I'll pay them later.
Shoot, yeah, I'm gonna just let it go, right? I'm gonna just let it go. But a lot of times there's also, situations where people just have no clue because they don't manage their finances, because they were never taught to manage their finances. They have no idea.
So if you had to sum up even finance in a phrase, a word, a paragraph, like, what actually is finance?
I need 2 words.
Use whatever you want. I'm just,
I think personal finances boil down to awareness and discipline.
Ooh, I like discipline the best. Awareness is key, because look, let's say you make 70,000, which most of y'all don't make. No, I'm playing. Hopefully you do. Let's say you make 70,000. After taxes, you probably what, $3,000 a month, maybe, like 2,500.
At 70?
Yeah.
Close to about maybe 45.
Really? Okay. Because I know 90,000 is about 5,000 a month. Once you pay your taxes, you've cut that down to.
Well, that's because that tax bracket sucks. That 70. Once you get above 72, life starts to
See
suck.
what I'm saying? Look, he knows their stuff. I know the 90 and up. I've been there a long time. so you go, once you get there, they start cutting everything in half. You be like, man, $5,000 check. You like, why is only $2,200 on this check? I'm tight. What y'all doing to me? They come show up every day. I thought I was finna come up. You like, I'm back where I started. So, awareness. If you make 70, what should they be aware of?
What should they be aware of? They should be aware of their spending.
Spending.
Their debt.
Ooh, debt. Most debt comes from student loans and what else? Poor choices.
Yeah, student loans is a big part of it, but I mean, small stuff. Your iPhone.
Ooh.
You know what I mean? Like choosing iPhone over Android. Choosing to go live in a house, you know, where technically you can get approved for $3,000 a month, right, with your income, but realistically, with your spending habits, you can only afford 15.
The vehicles,
So, you know, the vehicles.
definitely the vehicles. You 70,000, you want to drive a $90,000 car. You know what I mean?
Right there, you living above your means.
It's a lot of that out there. I was one of them. You know what I mean? You just want what you want, and you just got, like you said,
Oh, that's
awareness,
beautiful right there. 'Cause
discipline,
look,
aware. You know,
how many Negroes want G-Wagons? G-Wagon payment $900 a month. You gonna give them a ban on the payment. That's not even talking insurance.
we ain't talking about auto repairs, paint jobs. So yeah, you have to be realistic about what you're dealing with, and
Reality is a place where, unfortunately, I mean, he brought it up in something else we were discussing. Social media has you guys believing in the fugazi. That's why I just tell the truth. I'm like, yo, guys, our dogs ain't shit. Like this, we got a lot of work to do. We got to watch them grow. I need 2 years to see how it manifests so we can make good choices. We move breedings around. Bam, bam, ain't going to Nala. It's probably going to be ego, so y'all going to be blessed again. But point is like, I'm giving you 700 to start because I focus on health. You know how many people have called my phone thinking they got an 800 score when it comes to their dog, really when they bought 300 score dog per se, and they want me to believe it's worth, a 700 score, and we're in the same place. We're not. You don't even do nothing with the dog. Stop it. You can't do nothing with the dog. The dog is stacks on the table and can't breathe. Doesn't sound like a quality life to me. And imagine, even for you Frenchie lovers with that big dumb rope thing, imagine walking down and trying to go out in this Texas heat and this is your nose. I'm already breathing harder. It's not fun. It's not fun to say the least. So now we've got spending habits. You live in not above, but managing your means, and even more importantly, being educated. So I want you to do this, and please and thank you, people. I give you guys a hard time. In the comments below, talk about the things you wish you knew, would want to learn, and how you want to go about even bettering your credit if possible. This credit, believe it or not, it does matter. It does matter, unless you have a lot of money, and money cures all. But most people, especially of our descent, they ain't got a lot of money. Don't even know where to go get it. And credit gives you the opportunity to leverage things. So if you guys want to give them some tips, this is a different episode. We gave you a few tips the last time to managing awareness and making sure they don't F themselves by trying to shine. Starlight, star bright, first star I see tonight, something shine bright. Some of y'all got to dim that light a little bit. Less announcements, more moves. It's a dude I met when I was living in Arizona, and he would go stay on an island for 6 months. He drove a Trailblazer that was 88. And I said, I asked him, I said, yo, why you got that old car? You make all this money. He literally made $6 million a year. And he paid for my uncle's membership at LA Fit because he just wanted a racquetball buddy. Like, hey, and then my uncle leveraged that and go train a bunch of other people at other LA Fits and get paid. Fast forward, he said they had a recall on this car trip, and I got a brand new engine. He says, this is a brand new car. He said, plus, I'm out the country 6 months a year, so I don't care about no car. He bought experiences for him and his wife. Took care of his family. He enjoyed being on the beach and working from there. That's leverage, people. And you would never know him. When I talk to you, I'm talking about a dude makes $6 million and get out of a 88 Blazer. You'd be like, it's Dusty. You better go talk to that man. You might learn something about yourself. So you were going to give them some tips, and just to even in words of encouragement, even about managing the credit and why it's even important. What would you tell them? And y'all both can give them a little snippet or whatever.
Managing credit and finance and anything in that realm, it really just comes down to you have to have what's the word I'm looking for? You need to be disciplined with your time management. So if you don't really understand how to discipline yourself or manage your time and understand what you're dealing with, you're just always going to be in the rut. You're going to be in the spiral of what you want to do. You don't have a clear, sought out game plan on how you want to do anything. So when you're spending habits, if you can't get a lock on your spending habits, you're not going to understand your credit. You can't understand your credit because you're trying to go all max out on credit because you maxed out on your finances. So you just need to kind of get a hold of being able to, what's the exact word I'm trying to say? It's like you gotta.
It's almost like knowing your limits.
Yeah, you gotta know your limits.
You gotta know your limits. I mean, I think that's simply put, and go ahead and keep thinking about what you want to say. But I'm gonna just look up the price of a G-Wagon cost. So a G-Wagon cost. Well, you got them from $69,000 to $105,000 to $249,000. So you get your that's 2014. That's a long time ago. So if you're looking at the 2023, we're talking about a $200,000 car on average. You buy a $200,000 car and you make $70,000 a year, you already ain't breaking even. You're losing. You're losing. Somebody's got to tell you, like, yo, my man, I don't know if that's the right move. You might want to get that Bronco instead. New Bronco's just as clean, but it ain't gonna run the checkup like that. What's your best advice?
There is a social media post that has been viral for a couple years now.
Yeah.
6 months from now, you can either have 6 months of excuses or 6 months of progress. And that is the biggest thing when it comes to credit repair, when it comes to finance, when it comes to any of these things. If those are your goals, if you want the G-Wagon, if you want the big house, if you want any of those things, that can be attained, you know what I mean, being a normal person, making $70,000, making $80,000 a year, right? Of course, you're gonna have to work hard, but understanding and learning and educating yourself on how to leverage your credit, you know what I mean? It's as simple as going and taking your good 750 credit score, go get that 0% business card, create some passive income for yourself, get a couple, income properties, and you can still go to your work every day, go to your job every day, the thing that you're passionate about, but make that money in the background and let that pay for it. Overextending yourself, maxing out your finances, overspending, welcome to Black America.
Remember this, people. Black lives matter. But credit matters too.
So yeah, that would be all that I would say, is there's a lot of little tips and tricks, right? There's a lot of stuff that I could talk about. I could talk about utilization and all that stuff.
And I'm not saying that because she don't want it on my page. I'm saying because I want you guys, we're going to help grow their account and just make sure we master the messaging. She knows a lot of tricks. So you want to watch their shorts coming. You want to watch their long format content coming. You want to learn all that you can and then keep teaching. People think wealth means money. Wealth means knowledge. The more knowledge you can pass to your youngins, to your friends and associates. Imagine me having all this money and looking at them and they broke still. And people like what Rick Ross says. And Rick Ross, he says a lot of good things, I'll be honest, because he was like, yo, everybody got to eat. So he makes sure he puts everybody on game and everybody does work. And if we're working towards the same thing, then it's easier to get where we're going. And again, wealth is us sharing the wealth, to be clear. And the one thing we have is wealth of knowledge.
Man, speaking of a post, what was the other post that we saw the other day that it kind of just brought us life? It was something about being, people confusing being a baller with a boss. And man, that thing stuck out because You said something earlier about people just getting caught up in the rut and motion and moving around and not doing anything. And it's like a lot of people get caught up in that lifestyle
Of being a baller.
of being a baller.
Trying to be a baller.
But you're just an excessive spender. You're not.
Man giving all of his money away so he can be on social media looking like he
You
got
know what
money.
I'm
You know, my man. Wanna be a baller. Shot caller, 20 blade. That right there, people, is what we're gonna close this on. Denzel said it, a clip went viral, and I only say things that other people say because sometimes y'all don't listen to me, but I know y'all listening now. Don't confuse movement with progress. Don't confuse somebody showing money with success. Having money, and I met a lot of people that have money, and I've had my fair share of money, to be clear, is you knowing we don't have money. You know why you guys listen? Because I'm convincing. I'm convincing because I'm clear about what we need to do, and what we don't need to do is get rich. What we need to do is change the world. That in itself is its own journey, and it's going to take money to do so, which means we have to be very strategic about how we choose to spend our money, and he said it best, our time. So I can't spend time talking to a lot of people. I say, only people that should be talking to me, Jamarcus, Chris, Ruben, them, Hunter if he needs something, Stan, that's 6 people. Past that, my phone shouldn't ring. It's that simple. I'm thinking about things at a very high level and how we get there. And I need to spend as much time as I can with these dogs so I can learn and study disease over the next 5 years. And we will be talking about credit. We will be talking about making better choices. We will talk about nutrition. We will talk collectively of how we leverage even what we're doing with the dogs to build facilities and all kinds of stuff. And I don't mean facilities for the dogs. I'm talking about facilities in relation to disease centers so I can change the whole dog world, cat world, and whatever else. Guys, thank you for watching. Please follow them. We will screenshot and put their social media up. This is a good friend of mine now. I like his energy. I think they're onto something. We're gonna fine tune his business, but even more importantly, they've got a dog. They got their paperwork, as you saw. They filled it out. That in itself is exciting. I remember the first time I got mine, or first got my little certificate. I got a photo up there now with all kinds of certificates. But part of doing good business is being about your business. It's that simple. And the only way to do business is to know what the business is and how it works. And business credit is another thing that they know about. So we got all kinds of things we can help you with. And when you think credit, don't think of effing nobody over or yourself. Think, how can I be better? Leverage getting things that will make my life easier. And if you like traveling, travel a little bit more, get a little bit more of my time back, and make money work for me without having to go to work every day and work for money. Stay tuned, people. Take care of your dogs and your credit.